Time for 20 in 10 now with Cavalry FC boss Tommy Wheeldon Jr. Tommy, great to see you. Let's start with a number, please. 1 to 20.
Number 14.
Number 14. What's your favorite sport other than soccer?
Golf. Easily.
Golf.
It's and I think it's probably the one where it's less strenuous on the body, more strenuous on the mind, and the fact that you can keep playing it until you're retired and get better gives me great hope, because my football days are long behind me, and any other athletic sport my body wouldn't be able to handle. So golf still gives me hope.
Nice. You still swinging the clubs in the winter of Alberta?
Do you know what? There's lots of these kind of stalls that have opened up, this video animatronics, and so my kids go there a lot, and sometimes I take the wife. So yeah, it's nice to just do something a little fun and get away from the cold and the snow.
Fantastic. Okay, another number.
7.
Number 7. How are you a different coach now than you were 1 year ago?
Far more empathy. I think it's a skill set that you learn through challenges, through the environment, through the change of the world. You have a deep understanding for things that you can't control, and the things that people feel that they've been constrained or taken away. So you have a lot more empathy because of the challenges the world's been facing the last 2 years.
Fantastic answer. Next number.
3.
Number 3. Which player has really caught your eye during a bright preseason?
I would have to say which players. There's a few, because obviously there's been some returnees. Joe DiChiara has probably been our leading scorer in preseason games. Marco Carducci is an obvious one because of the challenges he's recently gone through. And I think when you talk about empathy, I mean, you have to deal with that. And he's done it with such great strength, and everybody's rallied around it. Again, incredible human being. And then on the pitch, Joe Mason is Joe Mason. He's incredible to watch with and play. Fraser Ed, incredible delivery, enthusiasm for the game. And Charlie Trafford is a player that left me 12 years ago to venture around in Europe, and has come back like he's not missing a beat, and he's become a man, and he's very infectious. So I think he's going to be a terrific player for us and for the league.
Some new additions there, and there may be some answers in some other questions depending on what numbers you select. So let's get the next number for you.
Number 9.
Number 9. I want you to build me your favorite burger.
Oh, that's an easy one, because my wife does these incredible burgers. She makes them, so she's got this recipe she uses. I'm not sure, but it's tasty. For me, I like a bit of spice on it, so it has to have some jalapenos, a little bit of mayo, lettuce and tomato are a mainstay. Either blue cheese or a strong mature cheddar just gives it a little bit of a kick. And then maybe if you want to add a little bit of just crunchy onion rings, just for a little bit of the salt. So yeah, that's mine.
Love it. Okay, next number.
5.
Number 5. One manager around the world that you find yourself watching, reading about, and listening to closely is a bit more of a mentor for you, a football manager.
Really interesting. I've gone on a bit of a journey. I'm going to actually say Phil Jackson. And the reason being on that one is, outside of the sport, is, his book 11 Rings I recently read in the off season, which talked a lot about these, his triangle offense, how he managed the egos, how he repeated success with it, whatever club he was at, whether it's the Lakers or the Bulls. So yeah, I think it's that. And on the playing side, I'm just reading Jurgen Klopp's biography, which is a really interesting story, because I love where he came from in his roots from Germany to what he's doing now with Liverpool. Love his energy, love the way he attacks the game. Yeah, so I like that from a playing and human standpoint.
Honest answers from a true Evertonian as well. I'm sure that wasn't
I
easy.
know, it's painful, but I'm not sure if I'm a true Evertonian anymore.
That's fair. Next number.
Number 18.
18. What's the best city in the world you've been to other than the one you're playing in right now?
Oh, do you know what? I'd literally just had this lunchtime question with Ali Musi and Jean Aniel, and I was fortunate when I'd left university, I was able to travel, and one of the many great places I went to was Cape Town. And it was actually Mason Trafford sat down next to us, and we were talking about that and where he'd been as a player and as a person. And, he was mentioning his roots in China to East Asia, and said, yeah, if I could go back to anywhere, would be Cape Town, Table Mountain and the surrounding Bay Area is just phenomenal, and I don't think there's many places like it in the world.
An additional one from that, though, while I've got that, how important is it that your squad is well traveled? Because I know they're young, but you've got all these experiences from all around the world that you can learn from.
Yeah, massive, massive fan of culture, and I think that was a great big attraction for me to come to Canada because it is one big melting pot, and and you talk about the different foods and the different religions and the different languages and the community and culture. I'm always trying to learn. I'm a very curious mindset, as you know, but when you have these cultures and to talk to your players about their experiences, you grow a bit as a person. So yeah, it's a really good thing to have, and I think football is that great universal language of cultures and ethnicities, and I think it's really a good promoter of all things that are right in the world.
Well said. Another number from 1 to 20. If you repeat, I'll let you know.
20.
20. Your thoughts on your Canadian Championship draw?
Deja vu. We had it last year. I mean, it's the noisy neighbours from the north, and yeah, they're going to be an interesting group this year. But I think you can never write them off. We want to protect our undefeated record against it, but I know that they're probably going to approach this season with nothing to lose, everything to gain, which is a dangerous weapon. So we've got to be prepared to play their best version of themselves. Anytime you can have an El Clasico that fans can attend and drive to is a great one. But hopefully this time this year it's at home for us. So I'd love to have that home pitch advantage and use Spruce Meadows as the fortress it is.
You won't want to think ahead of the next game after that, but home advantage could be very important for you all the way through. I won't ask you about that because I know one match at a time, as coaches speak. Another number, Tommy.
Number one.
Number one. What was the one area from 2021 that you felt you had to address and improve on heading into 2022?
Play to the effing whistle. You were there.
I was there.
I had about 5 of our players all with their hands up in the air, and we leave a contentious decision to a player outside of our control. We can only control what we can control. So a lot of our trainers is playing to the whistle, and believe me, there's been some dubious calls. Yeah, that's the big thing to first and foremost affect.
Tommy, of course, referring to the extra time goal scored by eventual champions Pacific in that narrow defeat, and it was narrow. Anybody could have won that game in the cold on that day in the Saturday last November. Okay, another number. A couple more minutes with you, Tommy. Another number,
please. 8.
Number 8. Who is your favorite footballer of all time and why?
Oh, do you know what? I think I'd say Paul Gascoigne, and the reason being, I liken it to my son's 12 now, and if Canada get to the World Cup now, he'll only ever know Canada being this great powerhouse that goes to back-to-back World Cups and having its own pro league. That's all he'll remember. And I remember Italian 90 being around a similar age and seeing Gascoigne Glory, the video that came out afterwards, and just seeing his personality, the way he rose to the big games, and was an integral part of the close winning games that we had, and and all the Gascoigne tears that came afterwards. So I just loved his character. I loved his freedom, his dribble, his power, his skill. But yeah, he was a person that I was just attracted to as a young player myself.
Oh, my eyes light up when you talk about Italian United, mate. That's my World Cup. And by the way, that Gascoigne free kick that came in for one of my favorites of all time, David Platt. Platt on the volley, 120th minute against Belgium.
How often in the playground did you try and rehearse that with your teammates?
Yeah, I didn't pull
or
it
your
off.
Schoolmates? No, me neither. I think there was a few balls that went on the school roof. But
that's true. Influence. All right, we're into our last minute. One more question with Tommy Wheeldon. Give me a number.
Okay, 2.
Number 2. What player that is new to your team are you excited to see on the pitch and playing regular minutes for you guys?
Well, I've mentioned Charlie Trafford and Fraser Ed, and so I don't want to keep blowing smoke into their tires, but I think obviously those two have come in like they've always been here. Maya Bevan's an interesting one. I think when he was younger, he was part of that 98 group that your Terran Campbells, Davy Normas, Caden Chungs that were at that Whitecaps 2 team as a young player. He's a different player now. He's a mature, he's lightning quick, he's a clean finisher, he's incredible hunter of the ball. There's a lot of things that he's shown in training that I'm excited to see how that translates on the pitch for us, and a terrific human being. He's a great character.
Fantastic stuff, as are you, Tommy, and I know Cavalry FC will be right there contending again in 2022. Thanks so much for participating in 20 and 10. Good luck for the new season, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks, Kristian. It's a pleasure.